Life as We Know It with Tom Walton.
Spring is not yet upon us, but spring training is. Forget about baseball's cheating scandal and rejoice that all 30 Major League Baseball teams have assembled once again in Florida and Arizona to begin their pursuit of the sport's ultimate prize, a World Series title. Unfortunately, many of these teams have no realistic chance of winning a World Series, and sadly, I fear that one of them is a team I'm cursed to root for, the Cleveland Indians. The last time the Indians won the World Series in 1948, I was a toddler, barely out of diapers. Let's not visualize, let's just move on, shall we? So to me, 1948 doesn't count. 6 years later, in 1954, I was old enough to fall into despair when the Indians lost the World Series in 4 straight to a vastly inferior team, the New York Giants. I was just a child, but I vowed that if I ever met Dusty Rhodes, the Giants player I blamed for the humiliation, I would punch him right in the nose. The years that followed were a steady decline into mediocrity. The team was lousy, and so were those god-awful red uniforms. Finally, in the 1990s, the Tribe's fortunes began to turn. But good as they were, the '95 Indians lost the World Series in 6 games to Atlanta, and the 1997 team fell in 7 games, once again to a weaker team, the Florida Marlins. The Indians' World Series championship drought is now in its 72nd year, longer than any other team. Like me, former Toledo Mayor Carty Finkbeiner rejoices when the Indians win, but he is significantly less pleased when they don't. Most summer nights after another televised game has ended, he and I talk by phone, rehashing blunders real and imagined by the manager and players, and commiserating until we both feel better. Current Mayor Wade Kapsakevich suffers with the Tribe too. Here's how bad it is for Mayor Kapsakevich. When the 2016 World Series went to 7 games, the mayor decided he wanted to take his wife and kids to Cleveland for what he was sure would be an epic moment in their lives, a Game 7 victory in Cleveland. So they piled into the car and headed to Cleveland and Progressive Field. Just one problem, they had no tickets. So along with thousands of other unticketed Tribe fans, the Kapsakeviches stood outside the gates of the ballpark and cheered whenever something good happened inside. Ultimately, of course, something bad happened inside that night. It was a long ride home. I haven't forgotten that the Cleveland Cavaliers captured the NBA title in 2016, but it had always been my dream that when Cleveland finally claimed another championship, it would be the Indians or the Browns that claimed it, not a basketball team that wasn't even around when I was a kid. So while baseball begins another long season, this time under the cloud of a cheating scandal, my personal quest for Tribe glory goes on. It is spring training, and I hope for the best for the Tribe. In September, I will brace again for the worst.
Life as We Know It is written and hosted by Tom Walton and is a production of WGTE Public Media. Life as We Know It with Tom Walton can be heard on WGTE FM 91 every Monday afternoon during All Things Considered at 5:44 p.m. or hear past episodes at wgte.org/life.